Show you today on how to board a sock on the NHM boarding forms. What we're going to do is take the size large and put it on what we're using for the size large. And our size large runs for shoe size men 11, or I should say 9 to 11 and a half. Women it's 10 to 12 and a half. And the boarding forms we'd be using would be the 11 and the 12 and a half NHM boarding forms. What we first do here is we have the hole for the toe gore, we have the inner gore, or a hole for the inner gore for the heel, and the larger hole that we try to center our gore line on the heel in the middle of that. So what I'm doing right now is taking our smaller boarding form, the 11 for the size large, and we're placing it on the form. And what we're looking for here is that this sock fits this form perfectly. We've got the inner hole right here where our inner gore line, heel gore line, meets this inner hole, and it's in the middle of the big one. And everything on the form is perfectly stretched out so that there's no puckering or any excess fabric. Our next move at this point would be taking it up to the larger form, the 12 and a half. And we're going to do the same method here. We're going to put the sock on, make sure it's completely stretched out. We hit the toe gore inner hole, and we have the hole for the inner gore for the heel, and we get our center line right in the middle of the larger hole. And this is the size large sock, our size large, and it's fitting the board forms that we have basically slated for this product.
What about your heel pinch, Phil?
The heel pinch, oh, thanks, Larry. I forgot about that. What we usually do here to make sure there's added fabric, I can go from here, we actually pull it out so that there's actually a thumb width of stretch.
And that indicates that it correctly fits the form.
Correctly fits the form, and that you know that it's going to be a well-fitted sock for the people that are going to be buying this sock. These forms can be used for a size medium and small, but you will have to have the proper board sizes. And basically what you're looking for at this point are, if you're small, has to be a certain range, where like a 1 to 6, that you'd have to find your NHM form that would fit those boards. And then like for a medium, we're looking at our sizing. We usually fit a medium for a 10 NHM form and 11 NHM form. And for extra large, 12 and a half to 14 or a 15.
So you're saying they're going to have to consider their own sizing charts, what their fits are, and then adapt that to the corresponding Nahm forms, which may or may not match Fox Rivers.
Correct.
Okay, perfect.